All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? Morning, Jim. Vegas. Jean. Hey, Vegas, did you get my Skype message? I sent you a message yesterday after I replied to yours. I just need a either your machine ID changed or something. I just need to update your machine ID. That's all. Morning, doctor. Okay, yeah. See, that's what it is. Just send me that new machine ID, and I'll get that updated. All right, let's see what we have going on this morning. No news in the morning that we need to be aware of. G20 meetings all day. Right now, let's see, let me zoom out of here a little bit. Have a bunch of ZOIs on the 30 tick down here. We had a nice run up. Look at that run long at about just before 7 a.m. Looked like it was in a bit of a range back here. Broke out, ran up, hit the deviation. Now it's pulled back. A lot of clusters down. ZOIs down here. This was kind of the top of that area here that it couldn't break for a little bit. 12,118 area. It's quite a bit down. ZOIs and all above. Looking up above. First thing I'm noticing though is this institutional block crash, IBO crash. That's not very common. So we have green and red institutional blocks on top of each other. So if this starts going long at some point, that'd be a target of mine right there. Okay, let's see. 50 tick chart. There was our run up. Now we're in on a third bar of chop. And that's about it right now. You have this little stack area, which that was a ZOI and Paul on the on the 30 tick. So see if we do break above the deviation. Yeah, up there would be a nice target. Looks like there was some nice moves that happened. So at this point, you just have to wait. Double clusters immediately to the left on the 30 tick where we are. Right there. Little croc eyes right there. Pretty much where we are. We're hesitant. So I would expect chop right now because we have these double clusters, these clusters to the left. And then just below we have all those spread out ZOIs. So in this area, not expecting a move right this second, but we'll see what happens. How's everybody's week been? Hopefully good. Green is great. Yep, that's awesome. Morning, Peter. Let me see something. Oh, I was looking. I was looking at my trade calendar, and I was like, I know I didn't take a trade yesterday. Well, I had that break-even trade yesterday, and then I didn't see anything for Monday, and I'm like, where? Couldn't remember what happened Monday, but then it was the holiday. That's why I didn't trade. I was like, did I take a trade Monday? I can't even remember. Forgot Monday was the holiday. Hey, Jimmy. Morning, morning. Uh-oh. I have a little bit of a data issue going on my Simplicity. You can see anytime the dot is like that, not lined up, then it's not good. I'm going to refresh my Simplicity real quick. Yeah, my data's off. Must have had a little data blip or something. It was just fine. Let that refresh real quick. Yeah, definitely. Oh, still didn't line up right. Yeah, if you see spread ZOIs, really any spread order prints, but they definitely can indicate chop, especially mini magnets and ZOIs. Yeah, and then when you line them up with the 10 tick as well, 10 and 30, definitely stay out. All right, I'm going to have to keep refreshing this thing. It's annoying. It's especially annoying whenever it was just fine and randomly it got thrown off. All right, there we go. Now it's good. You can see the dots are lined up now. I used to not be too concerned with just the dots until I realized it'll throw off the lines. And I once took an LRE, a pullback, and it lost. I thought it was great, and then loaded my charts up later to see review. And when the lines loaded up correctly, it was definitely not an LRE. Phil, yeah. So there's all right, yeah. It's breaking short here, but we have all those ZOIs down there, so I'm not worried. Yeah, Phil. So the 50-tick chart, there's a chop indicator. You could set to alert you whenever it breaks out a chop. Right here, apex bar chop, and then you set the threshold. How many bars do you want it to alert you? The only issue is the reason why I don't have it on my chart is because for some reason it doesn't stay on my chart when I close down. Every day that I reload my charts, I would have to re-add the indicator to my chart. Don't know why. It's always been like that. So I've instead programmed myself to look for those. So if you look left, we're coming down. We're hitting those ZOIs, but also that level right there close to 118 that I mentioned was the previous resistance on the 30 tick from about 4 o'clock in the morning. Came up there, pulled down, back up, pulled down, back up, pulled down, broke out. Now it's retesting that top. So I would definitely wait until it continues to run down, or, we get a nice long. I'm not taking something right here in this area because I don't know if it's going to continue short or if it's just testing that top, that previous resistance, which might turn support right now. We'll see. Right now, we do have a simplicity short, and it did pull back. But like I said, I'm not taking a short right now through there. Too many obstructions, testing that previous resistance, too many ZOIs below. I'd rather it prove to me that it will continue, and then I'll look for a pullback. That's a lot of what I do too, is, let the market prove to me certain areas first. A little bit of trust issues there with the market. And as you can see, it's struggling there. So, wouldn't be a good trade to be sitting in. And it probably would have lost by now. 25, yeah, it would have lost by now. And I'm not taking a simplicity long here because we're right in the middle of this 50 tick bar. And I was looking at it, if we would have gotten right here, if this would have been a clean early entry, I was looking at it and measuring it out that I might have taken that because we were at the bottom of the 50 tick bar and it's likely to head up to the top. Not seeing any reason why it wouldn't. So if I could have got an entry at around 32, then I could have taken it for close to 10 points back up to the top of the 50 tick bar. So that'd be like a 50 tick kind of intrabar scalp, a 10-point scalp. But I didn't get a clean entry here. Like they're not both angled up. So, but I was looking at that and potentially considering taking that to try to aim for 10 points to the top of the 50 tick bar here. So we were at 32, about 32 is where I was looking. And if I could have got to the top, I guess about right under 42, 9 or 10 points would have been my target. But wasn't a clean entry here. Or wasn't an entry at all. Right now, yeah, we have a pullback on simplicity here, but we don't have a simplicity entry. So this is not a valid pullback. Even if you were thinking to, hey, take a pullback up to that area, there's still not a valid simplicity entry yet. So this would not be a valid pullback. This is not an entry. This bar is not an entry. This one we finally have both angled up. Next bar did not break the high. Next bar, they're angled down, turn red, so 0 entry there. I hope that big move from about 6:30 to 7:30. Hope that wasn't the pre-market move. That move right there. From here all the way up. Just hoping that's not the only move that happens. It very well could, the unknown trader. Saw that on the calendar and immediately thought to myself, I really hope it's not a slow, non-moving morning. So we'll see. Man, that's still the beauty of how I trade, though, and not me, but how I learned how to trade through Apex is that I just need one little move. 30 to 50 ticks, and I'm satisfied. That's it. Just give me one little move. Of course, I want more, but that's all I need. Yeah, back here. Even had an LRE. I wonder what happened if there was something that caused that run up. Hey, morning, Daniel. Let me check the news. Have y'all heard of anything that happened this morning? Morning, James. Oh, one of the Fed members was talking this morning. Right at, right at 7 a.m. So whatever he said, let's see, what did he say? He says the U.S. economy is stronger than what we previously thought. 7:04. And did talk about projection on rates. Fed should only slow down once it's got to the terminal rate. I don't know. Maybe that's the only thing I see that could have caused the market to go up or to move. Yeah. You went short? When did you go short? Recently or earlier? Oh. Gotcha. Are you talking about when that long happened? When I was talking about that long, he said you went short? Look at my 5-minute chart. I keep a 5-minute chart up just to see overall trend. Look at that. From about, there's when it went long. Made new highs of the day. It was kind of short, but it wasn't really in a great, trending overnight. So kind of sets up expectations a little bit for the morning. I just keep a 5-minute chart open as well. Just a regular 5-minute chart with a 21 EMA on it, just to see overall trend. But you can also see that with the 50 chart here. Run down and pretty much just kind of a sideways market there. And that's the other thing with pre-market trading too. You got to be really patient. And I'm saying that out loud to myself as well, because those few 3-4 days I traded after the open, the last week or two, you know, you kind of have to have a different, kind of have to see things a little bit differently. So coming back to just pre-market, kind of got to tune my brain back into that mode. Nice, Daniel. Congrats. That's awesome. Now the goal is just to keep those. So I say, forget about making money for the moment. Just keep focusing on. Awesome. Yeah, keep focusing on trading well and following money management, and then the money comes with it. Literally the only time anybody has not gone on to get funded or, you know, become profitable over time, when after looking at the money management plan and everything that I've kind of went over, the only time is if they ever break it. Because it's just as simple as putting probabilities in your favor. That's it. And including myself, anytime I have, you know, blown an account or done anything, it's because I've done something to break that money management plan. Taken one extra trade or two extra trades or something. That's literally it. So yeah, it's awesome. Awesome, Daniel. You said accounts. How many did you get funded? 5. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah. That's a big thing there. You can have some success without money management, but it's hard to keep it. Money management keeps it. As long as you follow the plan. There you go. And regardless of what happens, that's it. You're done. And then go back and just make sure you took valid trades. And as long as you took valid trades, then over time you'll be profitable. Well, for the YouTube stream, hypothetically profitable. It would help if the market moved a little bit too this morning. Jeez. January was really bad with that many days, unless if there's news. So February has been great. Just needed to not go back into that. Of course, we do see the FOMC meeting minutes. So I don't know. We'll see if that it's 8:51. So I mean, we still have a good 25-30 minutes left before I shut it down.
Potential TX on NQ.
Oh man. Yeah, it's tough, James. Do you have a set target for the day that you want to get at least? Yeah, it's a big swing. Like I don't really have I have a minimum target that I want for the day. Yeah. See, and that's the plus side of this, the indicators that you can set a profit target too. Sometimes we need it. I've when I first started, it was hard for me to stop at. I didn't have a money management plan, but I knew the three trade rule, 3 wins and you're done. So many times I'd get my 3-0 for the day, should have stopped and go for the fourth and lose it all. So, a lot of times we need the profit stop, and it's built in there too. You can set that profit stop. It acts the same way as if you lost for the day. Yeah, especially like days where it's like, oh man, I got my win quick, or you took a nice trade, and then all of a sudden, not long later, you see another good looking one, and you think, man, today's a great day. Let me go for another one. And then bam, you lose it all. And then you could spiral from there. Like, oh, well, let me get that back. Take another loss. Oh, crap. All right, well, I might as well take another one. And then before you know it, you're like, dang, what just happened? Vegas. Talking about 90, probably 99% of us at some point. I feel like if you haven't experienced that yet, you haven't been trading long enough. Or at least felt that. Even if you, like, for example, my mom, she's extremely disciplined. She's never had an issue, but she'll still feel the urge sometimes. But on the flip side, that can be a bad thing because that can cause hesitating to take good trades, and then you miss a lot of stuff. So, but my point is, even somebody that's extremely on the cautious side, they still get those feelings, Yeah. Yeah, if we could, man, I was so stubborn. It's like I had to go the hard way for sure. But I wish we could just learn from our mistakes the first time. That'd be great. I remember so many times just saying, why do I keep doing the same thing over and over? We've all heard that cliche saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. I kept telling myself that every week. Like, why do I keep doing the same thing? I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I keep doing it. Yeah, that too, the unknown trader. It's you get green or one good win or one win, and maybe it's like half your target. Well, and now you hesitate because you don't want to lose it. That's a couple things. That's a fear of loss at that point. You want to preserve it. And then, at that point, you just got to lean into the money management. That's what I tell, people I talk to, and including myself, is when you feel these things, you gotta really lean into trusting your setups and trusting the money management and just let it play out. You just have to. And when you do that, I mean, it's hard, but that's really how you become robotic with the trading. You can never really take all the emotions out, but that's the closest to robotic as you can be. Do I feel live streaming has helped my trading? At first, it's a good question. So before I was streaming, recording my trading with my voice and even my the camera on my face helped my trading because I'd go back and watch and see my reactions and emotions, and how many times I said curse words and thought to myself, oh my God, that's me trading. That's horrible. So it kind of brought awareness, just the recording part. But then I think when I started live streaming, two things happened. I did notice I did become a little more cautious at first because I wanted to only take the best trades and want everything to win and, you know, don't want people to see me lose and things like that. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm hurting myself by doing that. So I did live streaming did make me in the beginning to be a little more cautious. And then I just said, you know what? I don't care. Let me trade the way I normally trade. And it does it. And then after that part was, I overcame that little piece. It did help. It does help keep focus on the screens because if you're just sitting here by yourself, you know, and you're not talking to anybody, you're not talking about the market or anything like that, it's very easily, especially like a morning like today, where there's not much happening, it's very easy to look away, start looking on your phone, get distracted, and all of a sudden you look up again and you look and you're like, ooh, man, we might get a setup. And then you hop in and then you look at all the rest of the charts and everything else. You're like, ooh, I really didn't like that. So the live streaming has helped keep the focus. I'll say that. Yeah, Jean, that I remember I had one point in time where I was ready to quit a while back, probably about a year and a half ago or so. And that's whenever I mean, I literally I was ready to quit. I was trying so many different things. And I said to myself, let me give myself 30 days to just follow the plan exactly to the T. And if I will allow myself to quit if I follow the plan, my money management and valid setups to the T for 30 days. If I follow it exactly after 30 days is done, I look back and I followed it exactly and still failed, okay, I'll quit. If I followed it for 30 days, look back and failed, and then saw that I didn't follow it exactly, then I kept going. And then after a 30-day point where I followed it perfectly and I look back, I was funded. So that's kind of what kept me in the game there. And then that changed my mind to I have to follow this exactly to the T. If I want to be successful, if I want to be here long term.
Potential SLZ on NQ.
Come on, market. We don't need to get back into this funk. It could just be today with those meeting minutes. Let's see what's on the schedule for tomorrow. That's today. Tomorrow, Thursday. Preliminary GDP, unemployment claims, prelim GDP price index, all at 8:30. So we will have some movement tomorrow. Hopefully it's not a choppy, crappy, and then stall movement. So we'll see. And then Friday, core PCE, personal. Okay, there's some news Friday too, both at 8:30 and 10 a.m. So should get some movement. Just have to make sure it's some good movement. Yeah,
Potential OP rejection
yeah,
on the
that can happen. No, I don't do any Lorex pullbacks or anything. Just the simplicities and LREs.
double cluster NQ.
I mean, that would be a way to take Lorexes though, if I did consider them, because my main thing is I want all my trades to be at least a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I'm risking 21 ticks on a Lorex, I want to get at least 21 ticks profit. But that's not always the case on the Lorex. You know, they're not always going to be that strong. So that could be a way to do them. You know, wait for a retrace and take a low risk one where maybe you're only risking 10 ticks because you got in at a good retrace, and then go for the 10 tick profit. Yeah, that is definitely an option. You know, or if you see a Lorex and it does pull back and you only got to risk, you know, if you only have to risk less than 10 ticks, that'd be great too. It's just, you know, for me, it's because of my discipline and everything, I had to make those changes. I can't risk.
Trap orders with exhaustion box.
So there's a Lorex right there, ETX.
On NQ.
Well, I don't know if that's an ETX. 50. Yeah, it's an ETX. Lorex. So like if this retraced up here where it just did at 33.50, your stop would be probably right here at about 35.75. So 9 ticks if you would have got in right here at this cluster. If this just comes back down here, you'd make a profit. So that'd be 9 ticks right now if you got in at 33.50 on that retrace. Would have taken profit on that. So that would be a way. You could have got your 9 ticks and only risked 9. That's a 1-to-1 on that one.
Potential Tx on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Well, 9/11 looks like nothing's going to happen today, unfortunately. Now, Lorax would have won, though, even if you took the regular entry. But see, that's what I mean. If you took the regular entry, your profit target would be here. I mean, you would think it would come down to the ZOI, but if you were aiming for that ZOI, then you would have taken this big pullback here. Not sure if you would have hung in there or not for that. So I'm just not a pro at the Lorexes, though. See you, Vegas. Have a good one. So I mentioned I would have expected chop, but geez, I didn't expect stall. Sure enough, it chopped. Right between those clusters, double cluster, gator, croc eyes over here, and ZOIs. Choppy. Just got stuck.
level cluster NQ.
I could just give it a couple more minutes here. But even if this goes short, I got those ZOIs down there I'm not too fond of. There is settlement right below those and below the ice level. It's just it could be a bumpy ride down if it did try to make its way. And I don't see that happening before the open. All right. Just a little over my hour. I don't want to take any chances in the next few minutes. Nothing's going on, so I'm going to call it a day. So this week I haven't taken a trade. Monday was a holiday. Yesterday, break even yesterday, trade. And today, nothing good. So, calling it a day. And I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for all of y'all to join and keep me company on this boring day. Hope y'all have a great day. If y'all are going to be trading after the open, those meeting minutes might cause a bit of a ugly session. So just, be patient, take your time, wait for the good setups, and follow your money management plan. All right, I will see y'all tomorrow. Trade well and take care. Have a good one.